It is currently the 12th of May 2025, and about 6 months ago I started documenting my journey. A lot of people on the internet tell you this common misconception or this perception of, you grow a business and it's the most enjoyable thing on the planet. You don't stress out, you make money online, and you just reap all the rewards. My entire goal of this channel was to show you guys the truth of what things actually look like. So scaling from scratch, doing everything right, and, making sacrifices. And what I mean by doing everything right is people tell you, to do well in business, you need to make sacrifices, whether that's dropping out or moving out, breaking up with your girlfriend, cutting ties with your friends. Imagine doing everything. I'm a very big believer in for you to become a believer. It's common knowledge, but for you to become the guy who's jacked in the gym, you do the habits and then you get to that point, right? Now you develop the habits like the diet, the training style, the consistency, all these other things. It's the same thing with business. You do the things the guy making 10K or 100K per month does, and then you get to that point. And I never thought I'd be saying this, but we are on a trajectory to make 100K per month, if not 6 figures per month in the next few months. I'm 19 and I turn 20 in December 22nd, on December 22nd. My mind is bouncing all over the place because I'm back and forth between work. And I have made one of the biggest sacrifices I've ever made. And I put myself in a very uncomfortable state. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. But the last time I recorded a video, I was in Valencia. I was in Gandia in Spain. And I was with my roommate or my friend or my creative director who helps me with my content, whatever you want to call it. And it was good, it was good. And we were planning on going somewhere else this month, but I decided I was going to go move out alone. Now, this was 2 months out of a relationship and I was not comfortable on my own. And what I mean by that is there is a very big difference between sustaining peace, not even a difference. I wasn't able to sustain peace. I wasn't comfortable on my own. And what I realized was if I want to do very well in this life and I want to develop and progress in other aspects and other realms, I need to get very comfortable being on my own, because there's a very big difference between peace and chasing happiness. Peace is something you can sustain for longer periods of time. Happiness is something where what makes you happy today will not make you happy tomorrow, etc., etc., etc. So what I mean by that is I've broken up with my girlfriend for 2 months. I was staying with my roommate, my creative director, and I was not able to be on my own. Like, in a weird way, I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't happy alone. So I realized that, and I told myself, if I want to progress and I want to get to a point or get to a stage where I am making 6 figures or 100K per month before I'm 20, I need to do things right. And what that means is healing properly and getting comfortable and adapting to being on my own. So I decided to do that, and I decided to book not Budapest, but Bulgaria, Sofia, for a month. And I'm currently here on my own in my own apartment, which I got off Airbnb. I'm here for the month. I've been here for about a week, and it's one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life. Right before I did that, I went home for a week for my older brother's birthday, who just turned 22. Shout out to him. And I just spent time with family, so I did not let myself do any work for that week, which was the most uncomfortable feeling as well, because I wasn't used to it at all. So last month we did over 30K, and I'm moving very quickly. I apologize for that. I'm in like a very progressive state of mind right now where I'm just moving really quick. But last month we did over 30K. 4 or 5 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, I decided to drop out, move out at 3 a.m. And then the day after I did it. I talked to my parents and I ended up doing those actions over the span of the next few days. And then a few months after that, I broke up with my girlfriend. I sacrificed everything and I did everything quote unquote right so I could get to this point as soon as possible. And it's not that, I told myself I'm going to become uncomfortable, I'm going to do all these things. Throughout this entire process, I've not felt uncomfortable. When I was lonely and I missed my girl or my ex after 2 weeks after like a week of breaking up, I ended up going to London with, a few friends who they were already living in London. I just went and I stayed with them and I got comfortable being around other people so I could heal and I could progress. I never once let myself actually determine and process my emotions. So I took the opportunity, I went home and spent time with my family, spent time with my friends. And for context, I broke up with my ex because of long distance. And I spent a moment with her. I went and I got coffee with her. I said, hey, I'm home for the week. And we went for coffee and we both kind of agreed, which I didn't expect. We both agreed it was the most mature decision to break up, because she's very much at a stage now. And this sounds fucked to say, but when I don't know if you guys have experienced breakups, but probably, but when you break up with somebody and you notice that they're on a better path and you're not, and you're like, holy fuck, I gotta dial my shit and I gotta fix up. For me, it was the opposite. So I was in a very good position. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I was in a good position. Things were going well. I was progressing. I was traveling, and she was not. Like, she was very uncomfortable. She didn't do her exam. She decided she was going to switch her course in college. She had no idea what she was going to do. So it forced her to kind of grow, and it was a good environment for her to be in, according to her. And we saw each other, and that brought back all the fucking emotions because long distance. And I somehow decided to invite her to Bulgaria for the month. Now, this isn't the moment where she walks into frame. I got declined, to be honest. And that was because we both, I guess, like, she agreed that it was the more mature thing to do to break up because of long distance, because we were, like I said, prolonging the period of pain. But for me to really grow and for her to really grow and get out of this zone of like not knowing what to do next, she would have to undergo pain. Pain comes before growth, and I say it all the time. But she decided coming to Bulgaria would just make her be distracted, but also not be fair on her. I would have the business, I'd have all these things going on, but she would just have me. And if she only had me, that would be a lot of pressure. And I would kind of be like a support beam like I was throughout near the end of the relationship. And it wouldn't be fair for either of us. Essentially, it didn't end up going through. And I went to Bulgaria and I felt really weird, and all these emotions came back and I wasn't able to hide from them. I had to process them this time. And I felt like shit for the first few fucking days. Like, I got there in Bulgaria and it was like 1 or 2 a.m. and I had some business meetings booked online. So I had to go and do those. And I was really hungry because I hadn't eaten for about a day, and I ordered food, like some random takeaway shit. And it never, like, it came, but I didn't hear it. So they just left. They took the money, they took the food, and I didn't have anything. And I was pissed off. At the beginning, it was like everything was against me. The next day, my cup broke. All these small things were happening. There was no Uber here, so I couldn't even get to like the gym. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anyone. And I was stressed out, and ultimately I could not speak to fucking anyone. So I didn't know what to do. And it was just a matter of being uncomfortable, but I knew the discomfort was going to force more growth out of me, and it did. Like, I'm now at a point where I'm taking the trip as what it should have been. Be uncomfortable, be conscious of what I'm doing, whether I'm cleaning, whether I'm closing a door behind me, so I can become a better version of myself. And I think for me to get to a point where I'm doing multiple 6 figures per month and I'm living my dream life and I have, wife and kids, I want to have specific mannerisms developed. And what I mean by that is when I go to the bathroom, I want to shut the door after me. I want to close the door after me, or shut the toilet seat after me. I want to close the door after me. All these small little things, like cleaning up after you make food, a lot of people neglect them, but I think it's some of the most important parts. Because what's the point of making money if you're just a fucking bum and have no mannerisms or you have no respect for anyone or anything? So I very much took it as an opportunity to develop myself. So focusing on my health, my fitness, and obviously making money and developing the business, but essentially doing everything right so I could become the best version of myself. And I want to start going to church here, and I want to start doing all these things. And the thing is, when I say I want to do something like here, it's not like I can hide. Like, I actually have to go through with it, and I actually have to do it. It's a place that forces growth. And I've noticed through pattern recognition, I've always been the person who does things right. So, dropping out, moving out, cutting ties with family, my ex, or not family, but like friends and my ex. I'm like doing everything right so I could succeed in business. And now I'm in a position where I'm on my own a month so I could grow and progress. And then next month I'm with my team for a month so we can scale the business further. And then after that, I don't know where I'm going to go, but next year I'm probably going to move to fucking Dubai. So it's like all these things I'm doing, there's no way I can fail. And from the beginning, from the get-go, from that moment of realization at 3 a.m. that I was going to drop out, I was going to move out, and I was going to do all these things, I knew I was destined to succeed. I just didn't think I would get here this quickly. And I don't want to say I'm successful. By any means am I successful. I'm definitely not. But I've gotten to a point where I used to dream that I'd be here, and I used to hope that I'd be here. And now I'm here. And I don't want to make it sound glamorous, like new levels, new devils. Like, I miss my fucking ex, and like I'm alone, and I'm very conscious of all the actions I do. So waking up late feels like fucking hell because I get pissed off that I did it, even though I want to progress. I'm in a state of progression, and I've been uncomfortable, and I've been stressed out, and I've been unhappy with myself. But that's really going to make me who I want to be in the next few months and in the next few years. New levels, new devils. Just because you make more money or you have extra money in the bank account or you can pay your team better does not make you a happier person. And I didn't know that going into this. And I mean, it makes sense because I never let money be the determining factor of my success. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be at peace instead of always chase happiness. And now I'm at that point where I'm getting closer to that peace through being on my own, through being just uncomfortable and doing all these things. That is a fucking brain dump, and that's a little bit all over the place, but that's an update on where I've been. And I want to do more of these as we progress and as we continue because I think it's important to document the journey. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you soon. Peace.